Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to an anime review. Today we're looking at episode 2 of It's Difficult to Love an Otaku. Oh man, I love this show already. 2 episodes in and I'm just sold. I want to see how this relationship between Hirotaka and Narumi works out, because what's great about the show so far is already we're seeing some really interesting chemistry between our characters. And it's not just our main 2 characters, but also the other 2 that we've come to know, Sane and Taru, who they apparently are a couple also. We you kind of figure that out from the opening, obviously, but I thought that was going to be established, like, oh, they're going to fall for each other at one point, and then they become, a couple too. But apparently they already are a couple, as we find out, because they have, like, an office spat during a sequence where, there's some confusion between Narumi and Hirotaka in the sense that both of them are not really understanding each other's feelings in terms of dating. She runs away from him because she thinks that he's kind of like, avoiding certain things, and also at the same time, he's not putting any pressure on because as he says, dating sims aren't his actual forte, which is like, I love Taru's reactions, like, dude, this is not a dating sim, man, this is real life. Stop comparing stuff to video games. But I love how, it's that chemistry that also makes them very cute. Because, yeah, this is like, if you go in the real world today, and you look at people who are otakus, and you look at people who are diehard gamers, this is kind of how they are to some degree. It's like, yeah, they're grown up in terms of how they interact with people. They can interact with people pretty well, but in terms of dating, it's like, yeah. And trust me, I've dated a otaku before, and it's like, as someone who loves also anime, I love anime. It's one of my things that I think is amazing. The problem is that it can kind of sometimes make some very awkward situations happen, and even more so, there's always a thing that's like, it's tougher than you realize to date someone that's like you in terms of what you both like. It makes it easier in some aspects, but then also makes it very complicated in some aspects. So it's interesting to see a show that looks at that. It kind of makes it in a cutesy way. But Taru and Tsunade, really, their relationship already is cemented in my mind as this, love-hate type of relationship where they clearly love each other. It's clear as day. And even by the ending sequence, that was like, oh my god, you guys are just freaking, you just should admit already how much you love each other. But at the same token, the way they act in the office, and even just kind of how they act with each other, is almost like a cat and dog. And it's just cute. It really comes off as more cute than vicious or violent. But the one thing I also wanted to talk about in this episode is that we see the chemistry between all 4 of these characters together. And it's just so realistic. It feels like these 4 are best friends. And I love Hirotaka's, drive to, keep the friendship that he has with Narumi. Because they were good friends before. But he also wants to, date her, obviously. And he wants to make it where they are more than just friends. And it's tough for him. He's trying to figure out a way of, showing that, because he's like, kind of awkward. He can't even wink. Like, I love how he's like, she's like, oh look, she did a cute wink, and they're like, oh, look how cute that is. That's perfect. And he tries, and he's like twitching, trying to wink. It was just hilarious. Even at the end of the episode, he's still trying to wink, and he finally got it down. But it's just this camaraderie between all these characters, and their relationships already are established in my mind as something really enjoyable. And it's really rare for a romance type of anime to do that, because I don't think this show is trying to go for 100% romance. It's definitely like a 50% romance, but then the other part is comedy. And you can see that in the fact, like, when, for example, during the whole fight between Narumi and Hirotaka, which really wasn't a fight, but it was like a misunderstanding, Sane and Taru defended them both. And it was cool because in the background you heard like RPG stuff, like where it goes, oh, Taru blocked persuasion move. And now onslaughts with chivalry. It's like, okay. And then you have Sane going, well, don't be so mean to her. She's trying to understand this and all that. And it was just, that was funny. It's like the show does a little bit of everything, where it has a video game aspect to it, but it also has like the anime aspect to it. And it just works really well. I mean, I don't know. I'm loving this show. I really am. And that's why it pissed me off. I'm seeing it on the mallet. It's like only a 7.87. I'm like, what? Get higher. What? It's not a 7.87. This is like at least right now. And this is just going off what I'm at the show so far, B. So it's like at least an 8 to me. I don't know, but it is what it is. What are you guys thinking about, It's Difficult to Love an Otaku? I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Let me know, hey, well, I'm not going to say, I was just saying let me know about your relationships in terms of, like, how, you've had some interesting experiences. But I'll leave that up to you, because obviously that's something that might be private for some people. But if you want to share some stories or share other people's stories, feel free to do in the comments below. I would love reading from you guys. And my responses might be short, by the way, but trust me, I read all of them, and I'm trying to like respond to everyone. So it's like, you know, as you get more subscribers, it gets harder and harder to actually respond to everything. You're like, you know, I was looking through my email, like this is off topic, but I was looking through my email the other day, and I saw like, I think it was 30 emails from all these older videos that I did, and I'm like, shit. And so it took me like a day and a half to respond to every single person. These are just bite-sized responses, mind you, but I wanted to read there, and you know, some of the responses are really long, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm reading it, it's fine. But then you're like, oh shit, it's like, wow, I got through 5 people already, and I gotta keep going and doing more. So it's like, it's tough. So I do apologize, you know, and I also apologize if my responses come a little late or a day late. Trust me, you know, I do try to respond to everything. I'm pretty good with it. I respond to like 95% of my comments. I think only like the 5% is either because my emails didn't notify me, or because YouTube messed up and didn't save what I responded with, because I've had that happen before. But yeah, anyways, off topic, I know, I'm sorry. But I will talk to you guys later. God bless you all. Have a great, blessed day, everyone. I will see you tomorrow with Full Metal Panic. I think it's Visible War, or Visible Hour, I believe. I should remember the name of that show. And I'll talk to you guys then. Bye-bye, everyone.